DMC Studios is a new and already quite infamous face on Steam's indie scene. It's a group of about 7 kids with aspirations of being comedians who found Game Guru and a camcorder and made the most cringe-inducing Steam Greenlight entries you will ever see. Could you live with yourself knowing that you paid money to play Watchdog, Meme Park, or Meme Busters? Somehow these chuckleheads actually got one of their games to a full release on Steam. It's called Kimulator, formerly Kim Jong-un Simulator. Because people on Steam are stupid that way. See, a significant group of users will upvote any Greenlight game with Steam trading cards because they sell the cards for a profit. Yes, I have to play this shit because some moron will pay a few bucks for a picture of a French Canadian with 3D glasses. I feel sick this thing is in my inventory. Technically, this game is still in early access, but come on, anyone with common sense can tell you this isn't gonna get good anytime soon. If you walk to one specific spot of the hub, an FMV plays telling you that one of these doors is the main story, one is a practice area for people new to shooters, I pity the poor soul whose first shooter game is Kim Jong-un Simulator, and the other 4 doors are bonus modes with no descriptions or names of any kind to know what they are. The first bonus mode is a wrestler in a boxing ring, and he sends you to a big spiral pathway shooting at bad guys with guns. Boxer. Grassy spiral path with guns. I don't get it. The enemies have perfect accuracy, there's no cover, the enemies take several hits to kill. The only way to make any progress is to abuse the shit out of the sniper rifle you're given, and even that has a limited distance where it no longer works. Trying to play the game any other way gets you butchered, so your options are A, die a lot, or B, use the sniper rifle and butcher enemies with no resistance as you walk this featureless path to the top. The music is just awful. Get a load of this. He does a bit of Ghostbusters, gets bored and sings Jurassic Park, and then he gets bored again and does Pirates of the Caribbean, and then the loop resets. It makes Hong Kong 97 sound like Castle Goddamn Vania. Once you get to the top, you're transported to a new level with completely random enemies thrown into it and a frame rate that blows ass. The game has such a horrendous lag to it that it takes at least 5 full seconds for the sniper scope to disappear after I release the mouse button, and it takes several seconds for the game to move every time that I try to aim. And all of that's before you get how slowly the awful frame rate makes you walk. Look at this! This shit's nearly unplayable, and the music's somehow gotten even worse. I wandered around this level for 10 minutes and couldn't find an exit. Good! An excuse to quit! The second bonus mode drops you into a canyon with a bunch of killer Easter eggs and bloody knockoffs of where the wild things are. You can't kill any of the enemies, I wandered around for ages and couldn't find an exit, and the level looks like it's just a set of looping around circles. What the hell am I supposed to— Holy shit, I'm Spider-Man! The third mode is another basic map, this time a small city block with the slowest zombies ever clocked. You have to save a soldier and a civilian and then fight a crazed gunman, all played by the worst I'm not even trying actor that you'll ever see.
Help me, zombies are trying to kill me.
Yeah, that totally sounds like a guy seconds from death, doesn't it? Luckily, the game doesn't punish you for making Chucklehead here suck buckshot. This mode mercifully ends after one stage. You just walk around for a few minutes shooting basically stationary enemies with a frame rate in the teens and lagging controls that— What is up with the floor? Wow. F this. The final bonus mode you play as a rabbit. You walk straight to the end of the stage, you can't fight any of the enemies, and your health recharges the second you take any damage. So, what's the point? Why is this a thing? Check it out, I can still use the first-person flashlight in a third-person mode, and my rabbit still makes sounds like a human soldier when he gets hit. Almost like there was barely any original programming went into this game at all. Oh, and if you fall down this pit under the bridge, there's no way to get back up. Great game design! The first time I beat this stage, the game crashed. The second time I beat this stage, I got to a second level, where I walked straight to the exit and credits rolled. 5 minutes of just walking around! Great bonus mode. So to recap the 4 bonus modes, 2 appear to have no finished objectives, 1 is easily rendered unplayable and prone to crashing, 1 is a single super short level, and there's barely any gameplay between the lot of them. Early access shouldn't mean barely freaking started! Early access is where mostly finished games go to gather feedback and polish the final product. The list of shit that needs fixing in this game is so long, you'd be better off just setting the whole thing on fire, which, by the way, would still be an improvement because fire wouldn't take up hard drive space or take an hour to install. Also, I smell major shenanigans here. The spiral grass level with the terrible music is pulled straight out of Meme Park, and the zombie level is pulled straight out of another Greenlight trailer of theirs called The Moonwalking Dead.
Well, their Moonwalking Dead trailer doesn't actually have any gameplay footage, which is kind of telling about this game developer, but tell me that doesn't seem a little convenient to you. That they have a zombie game and they've already recycled levels from another one of their games.
And you're told a few times that you can go to the game's local files for another failed Greenlight game called Dream Blaster, which was made by a completely different guy. Something doesn't smell right here, and I'll leave it at that because I don't want to get sued or anything. But for now, let's just dig into the main story mode. Well, despite the title, you are not actually playing as Kim Jong-un. You play as some random-ass Canadian who is sent to assassinate Kim Jong-un by a general who threatens to kill his family. He enlists the help of Jesus Christ, who teleports him straight to North Korea, which looks suspiciously like the neighborhood where these kids live and looks the exact same location from before Jesus teleported him. Sorry, I blew through that description as quickly as possible to properly convey the Kimulator-ness. I accidentally talked over all of the dialogue.
Mission is to kick the ass of King Jong-un. If you fail, I will personally kill your dad. Did you understand me, soldier?
No. Your dad say yes will kill me.
I accept, but I will need some help. No, not my little puppy.
Yes, your little puppy.
I think that was for the best. And yes, Jesus Christ himself is helping you assassinate Kim Jong-un. I guess the whole thou shalt not kill thing his dad laid out in the Ten Commandments was just a vague suggestion. The guy who plays Jesus is pretty much the only good actor, the only actor, period. He portrays zen, calmness, and seeming to be all-knowing, and watching the bloopers, I can just sense him fighting to hide the utter disdain for the material that he's been given. That man is a professional!
Anyway, your dog is not our preoccupation.
So then the game starts. I'm told that every level in this game is just a generic Game Guru map with random pre-made soldier assets dropped around the map, and I totally believe it. This entire stage is a large empty forest with random enemies dropped everywhere, and for reasons I will never understand, the whole game world turned white the first time that I fired the bazooka, and it never changed back. You're given a ton of weapons, and bolstering the pre-made asset story, the bow and arrow and slingshot have your arm clad in some kind of flight suit while your arms are bare with all the other weapons. Much like the other modes, the weapons suck so bad and you take damage so quickly that your best option is to just abuse the sniper rifle. The controls and frame rate are slightly better than the other modes, but still so laggy that the weapons are an epic pain in the ass to aim. The bow and arrow is your second best bet for a weapon because it's the only weapon that doesn't recoil like a bastard when fired, forcing you to take several seconds to line up another shot, and none of the weapons kill in one hit. Newfound bugs include keys to switch weapons randomly not working, and trying to replace a weapon in your inventory with another one just seemingly glitches both weapons out of existence. The enemies are still dumb as soup and don't attack unless you're close, another reason to stick to the sniper rifle. Let's see, neither of those guys have heads. That guy's aiming a gun that doesn't exist, and there's another guy back there who has no head. Oh, the grenades don't work. Freaking beautiful. There's also nothing stopping you from just dashing to the exit and ignoring the enemies because the only goal is to hit the building. They only have 2 actors across the production, so it's not like the enemies will still be there in the next cutscene. The kid ends up at his school, the Korean military base, and he scales the bricks to get inside. Oh, come on, they left the door in the shot, so it's extra obvious that he's just fingering the bricks closest to the ground. The guy sneaks around the base, which could have been another level, until he gets caught by the school's running track. He's brought before Kim Jong-un, who is never seen, and has a cringe-inducing, cartoonish voice.
Yes, I want to be able to on the stage. The unit say we give me so much money for him. But we have a small problem.
He plans to ransom the kid back to his home country until he finds out the kid is Canadian. Then he just orders him straight back to Canada with no questions asked.
Oh, no,
I don't get it either. My favorite part of this scene is that the kid is just holding his hands behind his back because I guess nobody in the entire crew could find a roll of duct tape or anything. The kid escapes and he fights his way out of the school, which would have been a great place for a level, but instead we just watch this kid do the worst fake shooting at air you've ever seen for several minutes. It's starting to sink in these kids didn't exactly have making a game in mind when they made this, considering they keep foregoing putting actual levels in the game to show themselves screwing around with a prop at their local school. He leaves the building and then gets a call from the general to go back in so they can repeat the same climbing joke again. Hey, am I ever going to get to actually play again, or was that one level at the start all you had? He makes his way back to Kim Jong-un, which, again, could have been another level, but he just appears over Kim a few seconds later.
I will kill you like a in the Holocaust, bitch.
You're only a Canadian. You can't do anything to me.
I'm Jesus. Prepare yourself to die, like your dad did in 2011.
So finally, the game gives you control back for the second/final level, where you shoot 6, 7 guys who only sporadically shoot back and mostly don't even turn to face you. This is Kim Jong-un's last stand, the culmination of the entire game, and it's one guy stuck in a corner. So you shoot a pre-made asset who looks vaguely Asian, and I guess that's supposed to be Kim. Jesus says he's going to a rave with Michael Jackson and to bang the kid's mom, so I guess that whole no sex with someone unless you're married to them central pillar of Christianity wasn't serious either, and the kid returns home to find the general has killed his entire family anyway. What part of that was supposed to be funny? Maybe it's supposed to be funny because the kid who's just had his entire family murdered doesn't react at all to the news.
No, you didn't really do that. I will kill you.
The kid gets shot, but he survives, I guess for a sequel that hopefully will never come. And then because this 20 to 25 minute game is already over half cutscenes, they show bloopers after the credits. What I find interesting is that they ask you 3 separate times during the ending to give the game a positive rating on Steam, and I believe there's 2 places where they list out, "Oh, our dream is just to get on Steam. We just want people to enjoy themselves. Thank you so much for just letting our dreams come true." One gets the feeling they know this game is crap and their answer is to beg on their hands and knees for positive feedback to bolster sales.
And the most important thing, leave a positive feedback for this game, all right?
Look, on the off chance that anybody at BMC Studios sees this, I get it, okay? Your kid's having fun, game development is your dream, you want to share your comedy with the world, and you want to make your first strides into the game industry. That's fine. But you're not ready for Steam yet. There are outlets to make practice games, and there are outlets to post your parody sketches. Steam is neither of those things. Your game is sitting alongside the likes of Undertale, Caster, Five Nights at Freddy's, Freedom Planet, Superhot, The Stanley Parable. People poured years of blood, sweat, and tears into one game they could be proud of. You guys dropped some pre-made assets into a nearly featureless map, and you couldn't even be buggered to do that more than twice across your game's entire main campaign. These are games that people poured their lives, hearts, and souls into, and they have to share a storefront with this! I understand the dream is to make a game on Steam, but shouldn't the dream be something you can be proud of instead of a game where you feel the need to openly plead for positive ratings? Do better! You want to leave your mark on Steam? I dare you to do better.